I find that very unfortunate that I'm a member of a group whose identity is based on what I'm not. You know, that I'm against Catholics if I have the name Protestant. I heard a Christian preacher say, if you take the protest out of Protestant, what do you have? Ants crawling back to Rome, you know. And so, you know, but I grew up with a fairly militantly Protestant viewpoint and viewed Catholics that way. And, you know, very often, until you really get to know somebody, you don't realize how many wonderful people there are in the world who don't wear the label that you wear. And so I had a really great experience because I have interacted with individual Catholics, but here, when I was working as the director of the Interfaith Council, they came into town, and Nemours came into town, and they said, we're going to build a children's hospital. And they happened to talk to Rabbi Rick Sherwin, who was a good friend of mine, who they built a synagogue right next door to our church, and so we became good friends. And he said, well, if you're going to, they talked to him, and they said, we want to get an interfaith chaplaincy program going at Nemours. And he said, well, you need to talk to Jim. So he put me in touch with them, and so I worked with them for a couple of years while they were getting ready to come into town. And then they asked if I would do the dedicatory prayer for Nemours Children's Hospital.